The second Death Star was still unfinished, but the trap at Endor was already set. Inside the throne room, Luke Skywalker threw away his lightsaber and refused to kill. Palpatine smiled, certain that fear and pain would finish the job. Then he pushed too far. Lightning crashed into Luke. The young Jedi screamed and fell, and Vader stood frozen beside the throne. But something changed. In Luke's agony, Vader saw every sin of his own life. He saw Padme dying. He saw younglings burning in the temple. He saw the chains Sidious had wrapped around him for decades. In one brutal instant, Darth Vader understood the truth. He had never ruled beside Sidious. He had only served beneath him, so Vader moved. Palpatine barely turned before Vader slammed him hard against the throne platform. Guards rushed into the chamber, but Luke snatched up Vader's saber and cut them down. For the first time, father and son fought on the same side, not as Jedi, not as Sith, but as two men trying to break a nightmare. Sidious answered with fury. Lightning ripped through the room, shattered the walls, and burned across Vader's armor. Luke dropped to one knee. Vader kept walking. Each step felt like fire. Each breath sounded like death. Still, he reached the Emperor, grabbed him with both hands, and lifted him high. There was no reactor shaft this time. Vader smashed Sidious down the throne steps, ignited his blade, and drove it through the Dark Lord's chest. The Emperor died in shock, staring at the weapon that ended his reign. Then Vader turned to Luke. Smoke rose from his armor. His voice came out rough and cold. Sidious is dead. The Sith throne is mine. And outside, the rebel fleet had no idea darkness had just won. The Emperor was dead, but the Empire had not fallen. It had just found a stronger, more personal kind of monster. Across the galaxy, news of Palpatine's death should have shattered the Empire in a single night. Instead, it triggered a plan no rebel leader knew existed. Deep in hidden vaults on Coruscant, Exegol, and far beyond the mapped stars, encrypted commands awakened officers who had sworn loyalty not to the Senate, not to the fleet, but to the Emperor alone. Admirals opened sealed orders marked for the moment of his death. Secret shipyards powered on. Black sites released weapons, credits, and cloned technicians kept alive for decades. The Empire did not panic. It vanished. Whole battle groups broke formation, jumped into hyperspace, and disappeared before the Rebel Alliance could finish celebrating Endor. Vader felt it through the Force even before the reports reached him. Sidious had prepared for betrayal. If he ever fell, his true empire would retreat into the dark, rebuild in silence, and return stronger than before. For the first time since killing his master, Vader understood the scale of the throne he had claimed. Luke understood something else. This was never just one man, he said, staring at stolen Imperial data aboard a captured shuttle. It was a machine. But machines still needed a master. Imperial governors began receiving a new transmission. Vader stood in the ruins of the throne room, scarred armor smoking, and declared himself the rightful Dark Lord of the Sith and ruler of the Empire. Some commanders knelt at once, others doubted. A few chose the hidden orders of the dead Emperor over the living fist of Darth Vader. That was when the civil war inside the Empire truly began. Rebels chased fragments. Moffs built private kingdoms. Assassins emerged from secret worlds. And somewhere in the unknown regions, Palpatine's final design was already moving toward the galaxy he had refused to leave behind alive. The Emperor was gone, but his shadow was still giving orders. And as Vader looked into the darkness, he realized he had not inherited victory. He had inherited a war. Vader moved fast, because hesitation meant defeat. The empire he had inherited was tearing itself apart. Ambitious Moffs seized sectors. Admirals crowned themselves protectors of order. In the core, governors promised loyalty, then hid fleets behind planetary shields. In the outer rim, warlords turned whole systems into private kingdoms. Each one believed the Emperor's death had freed them. They were wrong. Vader did not beg for unity. He enforced it. From Coruscant, he sent one message across every surviving channel: submit or be destroyed. Some laughed. Those men died first. At Kuat, a rebel-minded admiral tried to take the shipyards for himself. Vader arrived with star destroyers and terror. He boarded the command station alone, cut through guards, and dragged the admiral before his own officers. The Empire will have one master, he said, before casting the body onto the bridge deck. Kuat surrendered within the hour. At Corellia, two Moffs formed an alliance against him. Vader baited them into open battle, then turned their fleets against each other with forged retreat codes and hidden hyperspace mines. By dawn, both flagships were burning above the planet they had sworn to rule. Victory after victory sent a message stronger than fear. The old empire had been built on Palpatine's lies, secret games, and endless manipulation. Vader rebuilt it into something colder and simpler. No Senate, no masks of peace, no false hope, only military law, total obedience, and the open rule of Sith power. Even Luke saw the change. This was not Sidious hiding in shadows. This was Vader standing in the light, daring the galaxy to resist. And in the ashes of every defeated rival, a new order rose, harder than iron, fed by fear, and aimed at one final target, the son who still refused to kneel before him. The warlords were broken, the empire was his, and now Vader turned away from the throne and toward Luke Skywalker, because ruling the galaxy meant nothing if he could not claim his own blood. Luke had hoped the empire would fracture beyond repair. After Endor, that dream lasted only weeks. Reports began pouring into Alliance Command from worlds that had vanished from Imperial maps. Trade lanes went silent. Rebel scouts disappeared. Near-dead systems no one had cared about in years. Then came the survivors, speaking of Black Star destroyers without markings, soldiers wearing older Imperial armor, and temples cut into worlds that should have been lifeless. Luke followed the pattern himself. With R2-D2, Leia, and a stolen archive from Coruscant, he traced a chain of hidden supply routes leading beyond the known fronts of the war. What he found was worse than a remaining empire. Vader had not simply taken Palpatine's throne. He had built a secret dominion behind it. In the unknown regions and forgotten sectors, fortress worlds were being armed in silence. Sith relic vaults were reopened. Inquisitors who had survived the old purges returned from exile. Children strong in the Force were being hunted, not to be killed, but to be shaped. Vader was building something Palpatine never fully achieved, an empire that mixed military power with open Sith rule. Leia saw the recordings and felt cold. "He's not holding the empire together," she said. "He's changing it." Luke knew she was right. This was no desperate tyrant trying to survive. This was Anakin Skywalker burying the last pieces of himself and creating a kingdom where fear, bloodline, and the dark side would become law. Then Luke found the final message hidden inside the stolen data. It was addressed only to him. No rank, no title, just one sentence from Vader. "Son, come and see what peace costs." Luke stared into the stars, hearing his father's voice like a wound reopening, because this was no longer just a galactic war. It was a summons, a challenge. And somewhere inside that hidden Sith dominion, Darth Vader was waiting for his son to answer. Leia Organa had fought the Empire all her life, but this enemy felt different from the first moment she saw it. Imperial warlords had uniforms, borders, and politics. Vader's hidden dominion had silence. The first strikes came without warning. A listening post above Sullust went dark. A convoy near Chandrila vanished between hyperspace lanes. On Kashyyyk, survivors described black-armored troops landing beside red-robed dark-side cultists who carried no rank plaques and took prisoners instead of territory. They were not raiding for resources. They were searching for something. As panic spread through Alliance Command, Leia stepped forward. Mon Mothma could hold the Senate worlds together, but Leia understood how the Empire hunted. She reorganized the scattered rebel cells into fast response groups, moved command ships away from known routes, and ordered every report of missing children, stolen Jedi relics, and dead communications hubs to be treated as part of one campaign. She was right. Captured records from a destroyed enemy frigate revealed the truth. Vader's forces were mapping Force-sensitive bloodlines, seizing old temple sites, and preparing hidden hyperspace corridors for a larger invasion. This was not an empire trying to survive defeat. It was an empire growing in secret, waiting to strike when the New Republic felt safe. Leia looked across the war table and saw fear in every face, so she gave them direction instead. "We beat the known empire," she said. "Now we fight the one Palpatine buried in the dark." For the first time since Endor, the rebellion stopped acting like victors and became soldiers again. Then the final report arrived from the Outer Rim. An entire fleet had appeared above Polis Massa, the place of Luke and Leia's birth. Vader was not just attacking targets anymore. He was drawing the twins back to where the story began. Leia gave the order to mobilize. Luke felt the trap before anyone else spoke. And far away, under the cold light of Polis Massa, Darth Vader waited for both of his children. Polis Massa became the stage Vader had chosen for his greatest gamble. The broken medical station, once a place of secret birth and quiet death, now floated under the shadow of black warships. Luke arrived knowing it was a trap, but he also knew his father wanted more than victory. He wanted conversion. Leia led the fleet battle outside, buying Luke a path through the blockade. Inside the hollow station, the halls were silent except for Vader's breathing. No guards waited. No ambush came. Only a single chamber remained lit, where Vader stood before the old birthing room like a dark monument to everything Anakin Skywalker had lost. "You came," Vader said. Luke ignited his lightsaber but did not attack. Vader did not reach for his own weapon either. Instead, he spoke with cold certainty. He told Luke the Jedi had lied about balance. They feared power because they could not control it. The Sith were twisted, yes, but they understood a deeper truth. The Force was not light against dark. It was will. Those strong enough to shape it gave history meaning. Then Vader struck where the wound was deepest. He spoke of Padme, of Obi-Wan's failure, of how the Jedi took children, trained them for war, and called it peace. He even revealed hidden records from Palpatine's vaults, fragments suggesting the Force itself answered not to mercy, but to those bold enough to seize destiny. For one long moment, Luke wavered. He saw the chaos tearing the galaxy apart. He saw Leia carrying a war that never ended. He saw how easy it would be to take his father's hand and impose peace through fear. Then Vader offered the final temptation. "Rule with me," he said, "not as servant and master, as Skywalkers." And Luke still gave no answer. Outside, Leia's fleet was starting to break. Inside, Luke stood between two futures. And Vader knew that if his son chose wrong in the next breath, the galaxy would belong to the Skywalkers forever. Luke's silence gave Vader all the answer he needed. He did not strike his son. He simply turned, opened a channel to every fleet hidden across the unknown regions, and gave the command Palpatine had once prepared for himself. The war for survival was over. The war for return had begun. From dead space beyond the known hyperlanes, the Hidden Sith Empire emerged in full strength. Fortress destroyers burst from secret routes near Coruscant, Fondor, Corellia, and Mon Cala. Shipyards thought abandoned came alive with red-lit factories and endless waves of TI craft. On dozens of worlds, sleeper cells activated at the same hour, killing governors, sabotaging shields, and raising Vader's banner above local garrisons before the Republic could react. Leia watched the reports flood in and understood the scale at once. This was not a raid, it was a map. Vader was reclaiming the galaxy by striking its nerves, shipbuilding, fuel, trade, and communication, all at the same time. Every victory fed the next. Every panic weakened the world still standing free. Luke escaped Polis Massa with his father's words still burning in his mind, but he returned too late to prevent the first disasters. Kuat fell after its defense codes were betrayed from within. Chandrila survived only by scuttling half its own fleet. At Kashyyyk, dark side hunters landed under orbital fire and began taking Force-sensitive children into the smoke. Then Vader made his final move of the opening campaign. He broadcast to the galaxy without disguise, without lies, and without apology. "The age of weak rulers is finished," he said. "I bring order through fear. Kneel and live. Resist and be erased." Across thousands of systems, people looked up at the same dark transmission and realized the Empire had not returned. It had evolved into war itself. The Hidden Sith Empire was no longer hidden. The war for the galaxy had truly begun. And as Leia prepared her counterattack, Luke understood one terrible truth. To stop this new empire, he might have to face his father as a son no longer. The galaxy burned in layers. Worlds did not fall all at once. They broke piece by piece. As Vader's hidden fleets cut supply routes, dark-side hunters seized children, and terrified senators begged for protection the New Republic could no longer promise. Every hour brought another loss. Core shipyards burned. Outer Rim colonies vanished into silence. Even victories felt temporary. Because Leia knew the enemy was shaping the war faster than the Republic could understand it. She made her stand above Chandrila. If the capital world fell, the dream of a restored Republic would die with it. So Leia gathered every cruiser, carrier, and starfighter she could reach and formed a shield around the planet. It was not enough to win. It only had to last long enough for Luke to reach Vader. Luke chose the hardest path left to him. He did not go to Vader as a general, and not even as a Jedi Knight seeking a clean victory. He went as a son, trying to stop the man who had become the center of the storm. Guided by old Imperial codes and the pull of the Force, he flew into the heart of the Sith Command fleet toward a black dreadnought called Dominion. Inside, Vader was waiting in the throne chamber he had forged for himself. It was not elegant like Palpatine's. It was brutal, built from black metal, scarred stone, and the broken symbols of both Empire and Jedi. Fires from the fleet battle flashed through the viewports. Every explosion outside lit father and son in alternating red and blue, like the Force itself could not decide what they were anymore. Vader offered peace one last time, not mercy, not surrender. Peace through fear, order through strength, legacy through blood. He told Luke the galaxy was drowning because good people always waited too long to act. The Jedi hesitated. The Senate argued. The Republic hoped. But fear moved faster than hope, and power decided which future survived. "Help me end the chaos," Vader said. "Help me build something that cannot break." Luke listened, because part of him understood. He had seen worlds abandoned by slow debate. He had watched leaders promise rescue they could not deliver. He had felt anger rise every time innocent people paid for the weakness of the powerful. Vader's vision was monstrous, but it was not empty. That was what made it dangerous. It offered results. Then Leia's voice broke over the comm, strained by battle and static. Chandrila's defenses were collapsing. Enemy boarding craft had reached the orbital ring. If Luke did not disable the command dreadnought now, the fleet outside would fall, and the capital would burn. The choice narrowed in an instant. Talk had run out. Only action remained. Luke raised his saber. Vader answered with his own, and the chamber exploded into light. Their duel was not like Endor. There was no Emperor watching, no twisted audience. This was raw and personal. A battle between two men who knew each other's pain before the first strike landed. Vader fought like a hammer, every blow heavy enough to break bone through steel. Luke moved like a living question, bending, turning, refusing to meet Force with rage. Vader drove Luke back toward the viewport and showed him the war below. Chandrila burned in reflection across the glass. Republic cruisers split apart under turbolaser fire. Civilian transports tried to run and were caught in the crossfire. "This is what your mercy protects," Vader said. "End this with me." Luke looked down at the fire and almost believed him. But then he felt Leia. Not through words, through the Force. She was still fighting, still holding the line, still choosing hope while death closed around her. She was not weak. She was not blind. She was proof that strength did not need to become cruelty. Luke stepped forward, deactivated his blade for one heartbeat, and said the words Vader had never truly escaped. "You know this is not peace." The duel changed. Vader attacked harder, but not cleaner. For the first time, anger broke his control. Luke saw it instantly. Beneath the armor, beneath the throne, beneath the Sith crown, there was still a shattered father trying to prove his pain meant something. Luke stopped fighting to win and started fighting to reach him. He gave ground, then turned inside Vader's guard and cut the control links feeding the Dreadnought's battle network. Alarms screamed. The fleet above Chandrila lurched into confusion. On the viewport, Sith formations drifted out of sync, and Leia's battered forces struck back. Vader did not chase the advantage. He stared at Luke, then at the burning world beyond the glass. For one impossible second, the Dark Lord had to choose between his empire and his children at last. Outside, the battle started to turn. Inside, Vader's blade lowered by a single inch. And across the Force, Leia felt it too. Anakin Skywalker was still in there, and that made the next moment more dangerous than ever.